October 2009.
Don't send the convoy down Route
It was
Echo.
3 a.m. in the mountains of eastern Afghanistan when an unusual radio transmission reached Forward Operating Base Raven. The signal was weak, and the voice sounded tired. Only a few words came through clearly. "Don't send the convoy down Route Echo." Then the transmission ended. The radio operator looked around the room. There was no call sign, no identification, and no explanation. It was just a warning from someone nobody could identify. At 6 a.m., a supply convoy was scheduled to travel along Route Echo. Instead of ignoring the strange message, the operations officer delayed the convoy by 30 minutes as a precaution. A short time later, a massive explosion shook the valley. The entire base felt the blast. A reconnaissance drone later confirmed that a huge roadside bomb had been planted beneath the route. Had the convoy departed on schedule, 32 soldiers would have been killed instantly. An unknown voice had saved every one of them. For the next 3 days, the mysterious transmission became the main topic of conversation throughout the base. Intelligence teams checked every radio frequency and contacted every patrol operating in the region. Nobody recognized the voice. Then, on the third night, the radio came alive again. The same calm voice spoke only 4 words. "Check the northern ridge." Moments later, the signal disappeared. When surveillance drones were sent to investigate, they discovered a hidden enemy observation post that had been monitoring coalition movements for weeks. Rumors quickly spread through the battalion.
Some soldiers believed the voice belonged to a Special Forces operator working alone behind enemy lines. Others suspected it was a local
Others suspected it was a local informant. Captain Daniel Hayes was not convinced by the theory. What caught his attention was a pattern. Every warning seemed to originate from the same remote mountain sector. According to official reports, no friendly forces were operating there. Yet someone clearly was. Determined to uncover the truth, Hayes assembled a patrol of 18 soldiers and headed toward the mysterious sector. The journey was difficult. Narrow mountain trails twisted through steep cliffs, while strong winds carried dust across the landscape. Every turn presented the possibility of an ambush. After 6 exhausting hours of movement, the patrol discovered an abandoned Soviet-era bunker hidden among the rocks. It was supposed to be empty, but something about it felt different. Inside the bunker, they found empty water bottles, ration wrappers, and dozens of hand-drawn maps spread across the floor. The maps contained detailed markings of enemy positions, supply routes, and weapons caches. Hayes was stunned by the accuracy of the information. Suddenly, a noise echoed from outside. Every soldier raised his weapon. For a brief moment, they expected an attack. Instead, all they saw was a distant shadow disappearing between the mountains before vanishing completely. That night, the patrol was ambushed. Gunfire erupted from multiple directions, trapping the soldiers in a deadly crossfire. Hayes struggled to identify a safe escape route. Just as the situation began to collapse, the radio crackled to life. The same mysterious voice returned. "Move to the western ravine. You have 2 minutes." With no better option available, Hayes trusted the warning and ordered his men to move immediately.
Exactly 2 minutes later, precise sniper fire erupted from a distant ridgeline. One after another, enemy firing positions fell silent. The attackers believed a much larger force had entered.
The attackers believed a much larger force had entered the battle and quickly began retreating. Within minutes, the ambush was over. The patrol had survived. But Hayes could think of only one question. Who was the sniper who seemed to know everything before it happened? Before sunrise, Hayes and 2 soldiers followed the direction from which the sniper shots
43
had
days up
originated.
here.
Hidden among the rocks, they finally found him. He was alone. His camouflage blended perfectly with the terrain. Dust covered his uniform, and exhaustion showed in his eyes. He had spent the last 43 days operating alone in the mountains, observing enemy activity, and secretly transmitting warnings whenever lives were in danger. His mission was so classified that his name appeared nowhere in official records. When a helicopter arrived to extract him later that day, he said only one thing before
Moments later,
boarding.
the helicopter disappeared
People
beyond
think
the
wars
mountains.
are won by
Captain
shooting.
Hayes.
Most of the time, they're won by seeing. Then he climbed aboard. Moments later, the helicopter disappeared beyond the mountains. Captain Hayes never saw him again. Yet years later, whenever he thought about that deployment, he remembered the same thing, the unknown voice that saved dozens of lives and then vanished into the wilderness like a ghost.